Hey, welcome back, multifamily investors. I thought I would do a deal analysis for some of you that are kind of been watching our market, watching my videos, and especially on this one. I like this fourplex in Port Orchard, and like the design, I like the layout, I like the location, everything. But here's what I wanted to say. It says, "You'll make bank." All right. Well, I wanted to test that comment, that statement that I will make bank, based on the rents that are in place, what we can project a little bit, some expenses, things I'll talk about what I look for here, opportunity. Let's jump into that. Oops, I'm gonna get back over to my analysis. So they want 890. We do 25% down. Hopefully you're tracking my mouse here. That's $225,000 down. Assuming we're about right now, today is April 20th, 2023. Rates could be for an investor of about 7%. We have 4 units. Here's the actual here. Here's the projected, maybe pro forma, right? I do factor in about a 2% vacancy rate, and I can explain that if you reach out to me. I'm happy to explain a little bit further why I use 2% on these small multifamilies. Oops, I'm sorry. And then there's property taxes, insurance, everything. Look what this thing, I have these highlighted for a reason here because they like to go right directly to those figures usually when I do an analysis. As is, with 25% down, their asking price, great. You're losing about $1,300 a month. Terrible, right? One thing I see here that kind of stands out. Now, again, I'm assuming, my company locally manages for $85 a door. So this came out to be $44,000 or so. If you were to self-manage, you could shave off another, $350 a month or so, but you're still going to be about negative $900. But I also see water, sewer, trash is really high, $7,500. If you were to bill back the tenants on ratio utility billing, RUBS, or some sort of thing, metric of some kind that's legal, right? And kind of recapture that. Watch what happens to your pro forma over here. Your rents really can stay the same, but you're billing them back about $150 a unit per month. Gets you north of 500. And then again, if you self-manage, let's take this out here in the next one. If you self-managed, which is a possibility on these small ones, I don't recommend it, but if you're experienced or you want to take it on, now you're getting closer to 8-7 months. So again, people like, how do we make these deals work? Well, you don't really from day one. They just don't. I don't know. A lot of the house hackers are buying these. People putting more down, but also it takes time to stabilize and get those rents up, get the property performing better in the cash flow. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's 12 months. So whatever you have the stomach for. But also, again, it's been sitting for a few days, but we're not there yet. Let's try and see if we could get 850. Still negative from day one, but you also have to consider maybe you have to put more down, just like on the bigger commercial deals, where they're not letting you do 25% down too much anymore. You need to be lower leveraged, like 35, 40%. So if someone were to put down 35%, you're still negative $520 a month. And who wants to put down $310,000 on a fourplex anyway, right? I think there's probably better opportunities for that. But to each his own. I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. Maybe you have a bunch of cash you want to park somewhere in a property. You don't want to be leveraged too high anyway. You want some security, right? Then it starts to look pretty good. If you get these rents to $1,600, bill back, self-manager. Let's just put the management back in there though. You still have some wiggle room there. You're over $1,200 a month in positive cash flow. That's assuming you're billing back about $150 a month to recapture those utility expenses. So again, this is what I would put as a snapshot to my clients. Okay, it's not the end-all analysis by any means. It's just to give us exactly what it's called, a snapshot of the situation based on the information that's available or what we have to ballpark. If there isn't good details, financials, we haven't reviewed leases or anything yet, so our utility bills and property tax. But this is the pro forma market potentially, and this is your current day one. But nobody's buying for one day. Nobody's buying for a year typically, right? So we are going to look for the long-term buy and hold proposition on the deal and what makes sense. And I guarantee you these deals will make sense eventually, especially if rates trip down. Let's say we paid the full $890 real quick. 30% down. You're negative about $1,000 a month. You're not recapturing any utilities. You're negative $1,000. But if you could refi, even if rates in the next by the end of the year or early 2024 can even get down to low sixes again, it's going to help quite a bit. Like a third of the negative cash flow goes away, and you start to make improvements here on the pro forma for sure. But anyway, I thought I'd do a quick analysis for people. It's disappointing because it's a great property. Looks like it's been maintained well for the most part from what we can see. Vinyl windows, not a lot to landscape, good parking, vinyl plank flooring, updated cabinets and counters. Love it. We just cannot make it pencil. I mean, geez, let's just say I'll keep going for another minute here. 800,000. Where do we need to be? Okay, let's get the rates back up. About 7, and we're gonna, assume day 1. What would this really need to do if we didn't touch anything? We just bought the property, didn't touch the leases, the rents, the utilities, or anything. We're at 800, and we want to be a typical 25% down buyer, right? Which is what they like us to see on these residential ones as an investor. 770. How about 725? About 700. You can see we're not getting anywhere very close. 650. You almost break even. We're like we're 240,000 under asking to try and make this thing pencil from day 1. This is the challenge that we have, right? There's no way they're going to take 650, and I know the property's worth more than 650, really. As a fourplex in that area, just got to get the rents up. Underperforming property, and we don't want to put 40% down on a small little fourplex like that if we don't have to. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching.